Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, Road to the Future. A transportation bill brings much needed funding to our aging highway system. And it's unanimous. City Council approves a $2 billion spending plan. Plus, remembering our heroes. The police department honors those who have fallen in the line of duty. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Peter Van Hees, and thanks for joining us. After months of number crunching and negotiations, City Council has approved the budget for fiscal year 2013-2014.
Any other questions, comments before the vote? I'll call for the question.
In their first unanimous budget vote since 1998, City Council members approved the nearly $2 billion spending plan during their May 14th meeting. Highlights in the plan include a 2-cent decrease in real estate tax, an increase in the monthly trash fee starting July 1st, a 3% pay raise for city employees by October 1st, a similar increase for school employees beginning September 1st, an increase in the cigarette tax, and some higher fees for parks and recreation programs. Log on to vbgov.com/budget for more information. 1986. It's the last time that the General Assembly comprehensively addressed transportation funding. For well over 20 years, motorists have sat in traffic as congestion increased and roadways deteriorated. Beyond Northern Virginia, Hampton Roads is the second most congested area in the state. Time lost sitting in traffic equates to hundreds of hours a year. But a smoother commute is in the works. House Bill 2313, a new long-term transportation funding and reform package, will raise much-needed money for local highways. Here are the key components of the bill.
We're going to raise the sales tax by 0.7%, so the total will be 6%. That's the same as North Carolina for sales tax, and a 2.1% increase in the sales tax on gasoline.
In the Hampton Roads region, the new tax will fund a $120 million project to fix more than 160 miles of roadway on Interstate 264 and 64, bringing significant improvements to our aging highways.
Much better maintained roads, particularly I-64, Interstate 64, Interstate 264. They're going to have tens of millions of dollars expended on them, and we hope to within a very few years have the interchange at Interstate 64 and Interstate 264 completely rebuilt. That's a terrible safety hazard and also just a congestion hazard.
Construction is scheduled to begin early next year, and once complete will provide a safer surface for drivers and have a huge economic impact on the region.
It's going to bring a tremendous benefit not only to Hampton Roads and Virginia Beach, but to the Commonwealth of Virginia, because if you don't have a good transportation system, your economy is going to go the wrong direction.
Even though no one likes to pay more taxes, one of the keys to a vibrant economy is a good transportation system, and this legislation will raise $1 billion for Hampton Roads over the next 5 years.
97% of our visitors come by car, only 3% come otherwise, air, train. Most of our folks drive in, so it's very important. 64 work well, and then once you get to Hampton Roads, get across the water crossings in Hampton Roads.
The new tax rates will go into effect on July the 1st. For more information on changes in state and local taxes, visit the Virginia Department of Taxation site, tax.virginia.gov. May 12th through the 18th is celebrated annually as National Police Week. The Virginia Beach Fraternal Order of Police recently held its annual Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Service.
Ready. Aim. Fire.
Officers, families, and friends gathered to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, serving and protecting the citizens of Virginia Beach.
We've been coming together every year since 1963. Our Virginia Beach police officers, sheriff's department, and local law enforcement to honor those that have fallen in the line of duty and who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Whereas Congress and the President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week.
While Mayor Sessoms read the proclamation honoring the fallen, Chief Severa spoke of the courage displayed by officers.
Greater love hath no man than this, that they lay down their life for a stranger. Every name that we have on our memorial here, every name that we have on that beautiful memorial at the ocean front is about a police officer who laid down their life for total strangers.
Nationwide in 2012, 120 officers paid the ultimate sacrifice. 3 in Virginia, and in Virginia Beach, no officer was killed in the line of duty. This past March, Master Trooper James A. Walker, a 40-year veteran with the Virginia State Police Department, was gunned down while on the job.
The troopers are a part of their community just like they are any other agency, and also they're a part of a family, the state police family as well as law enforcement in general. It's a very significant loss, and honoring their memory in ceremonies like these are what keeps their memory alive and does them a great service for the duty that the sacrifice that they made.
Since 1791, more than 19,000 officers have died protecting the citizens of this country. And the tribute to our fallen heroes continued across town at the newly dedicated Virginia Beach Law Enforcement Memorial. A wreath-laying ceremony and roll call of fallen officers was held at the memorial on 35th Street and the boardwalk.
Department, out-10,
The ceremony was in recognition of Peace Officers Memorial Day and honored the sacrifices of the 15 officers whose names are engraved on this memorial.
Special Officer Hezekiah Little, Jr.
But there was more to this year's event.
And also to dedicate the most recent addition, Special Officer Hezekiah Little, who was killed in 1953, and we just learned about that incident recently, so we recently added his name to the memorial, and his family was here.
Almost 60 years have passed since Officer Little's untimely death, but his name is now finally etched in stone for all to remember. The Law Enforcement Memorial was dedicated in June of last year. It stands 19 feet tall and features 3 bronze officers and individual plaques. The Virginia Beach Police Foundation hosted the event. For more information, log on to vbpf.org. And who doesn't like a good old-fashioned rodeo? Well, we're going to bring you some highlights from a local rodeo, but this one doesn't involve livestock, cowboys, or even bull riding.
When you're coming this way, I want you on this side of the barrel. Follow that arrow.
The Wild West had nothing on the convention center as parking lots were transformed into a gigantic obstacle course for trucks of all sizes. Instead of barrel racing, drivers were trying their best to avoid smashing into containers as they competed for bragging rights during the 55th Annual American Public Works Association Mid-Atlantic Conference and Equipment Rodeo.
It is a 3-day event where the first day we'll host a rodeo and a golf tournament. Day 2 will be a conference where we will have exhibitors, vendors, and technical sessions. Along with day 3, we'll have technical sessions.
Bucking Broncos were replaced with Fierce Fords as public works departments from 15 cities and 14 counties participated. Travis from Suffolk tried his luck avoiding the dreaded cones in the refuse truck competition.
That's the hardest part. The cones are tight, and we're not used to the joystick, so I had to get used to it real fast, you know, 'cause in Suffolk we don't have that.
Are you nervous?
Nah.
Not at all?
No, not at all.
Barry is defending his 2-year reign in the bucket truck competition.
Today I didn't have very much success. I couldn't get the lower boom to operate, so evidently it was operator error. They checked it out and everything seems to be working fine, so it must have been operator error.
Well, there's always next year. The conference is held annually. The purpose is to share information between municipalities and improve the overall professionalism of the public works organizations. More than 100 workers from Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and West Virginia competed in the rodeo. Virginia Beach came in first place in 2 out of the 7 events. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, the sounds of pomp and circumstance fill the air as graduates from the Adult Learning Center take center stage. Plus, Talk about job security. We'll tell you about a program through the school division that ensures a job upon college graduation. We'll have that and more when we return.
Severe weather, hostage situations, boil water advisories. Know what's happening in your city by receiving public safety text messages and email alerts from the City of Virginia Beach. Sign up today at vbgov.com/vbalert. Create an account, identify your areas of interest, and receive alerts on your mobile device. VB Alert. Stay informed at home and on the go. Standard text message rates may apply.
Travel to your library for summer reading fun.
Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. Did you know that there are 59 square miles of water, over 350 public pools, and more than 10,000 in-ground backyard pools in Virginia Beach? Obviously, as parents, that means we have to be extra vigilant and take simple precautions to ensure the safety of our children. Read about water safety in this month's Parent Connection guest column posted on vbschools.com, Putting the Safe in Water Safety. The column, written by Terry DeLone, shares what parents can do to keep their children safe while enjoying fun summertime water activities. Also included in the article is a complete listing of swimming lessons being offered throughout Hampton Roads. Lessons are free, but parents must register by calling the preferred location by June 3rd. Dads, looking for a program designed specifically with your parenting needs in mind? Want to gain a better understanding of your role as a father? Plan to attend 24/7 Dads, a 4-week program that begins Tuesday, June 4th, being held from 5:15 to 8 o'clock p.m. at the CHKD Health and Surgery Center at Princess Anne. Learn about basic parenting skills, positive discipline, expectations in child development, communication techniques with any age child, and how to get involved with your child. The influence of your health, your culture, and how you were raised will be discussed as well. The class, sponsored by the Coles Cares Family Forum, is free, but registration is required. A class book will also be provided free of charge. Register online at the address on your screen. To learn more about these activities or to see a complete calendar of events, visit the Parent Connection page of vbschools.com.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Peter Van Heest. The resort city has long been a favorite vacation destination for many, but it takes thousands of behind-the-scenes employees to keep things running smoothly, and their hard work was recognized recently. High fives were given to all, from cooks in the kitchen to hotel managers. Individuals that work in the travel and tourism field are the mainstay of the hospitality industry.
Well, this is a great event that we've been doing for 24 years now, and it's to celebrate our tourism industry, but more importantly, to recognize our frontline employees in our tourism industry, which are really the backbone of our tourism industry.
Last year, the tourism industry saw visitors spend $1.2 billion in expenditures. $98 million in city and state tax revenue were gained, but more importantly, it provides for almost 12,000 jobs.
The frontline employees are the first one the visitor contacts and the last one when they leave. So it's very, very important. We get great comments from our year-round tourists that come in on the courtesy and how the frontline employees interact with our visitors.
It's now my pleasure to announce the winner of the Carl H. Wilson Lifetime Achievement.
Frontline personnel deal directly with visitors, and those superstars were thanked during the annual luncheon.
Virginia Beach is a huge partner of U.S. Travel Association. They're on our board of directors, as is the state of Virginia. We were lucky to be invited down, actually, and I'm glad to be here. As I said, this is the one of the largest, if not the largest, events I've been to for National Travel and Tourism Week.
And what better way to celebrate 50 years of welcoming out-of-town guests than with those who welcome them? Record nominations and a capacity crowd of more than 500 honorees were in attendance. And as you just saw, Virginia Beach is celebrating one really big birthday. Yep, the resort city is 50 years old, and to celebrate that golden anniversary, the city is hosting fun events every Saturday and Sunday from May 4th through October the 12th. Here are a few upcoming activities. It's time to hit the water. Lynn Haven River now with the Chesapeake Outdoors is hosting a kayaking eco tour on Saturday, June the 8th. The fun begins at 10 a.m. at the 64th Street boat ramp, and all beach residents qualify for a discount. To register, call 961-0447. And if you're a landlubber, then stop by Mount Trashmore for a totally 80s party. The fun begins on Friday, June 21st at 7 p.m., and the first 25 beach residents receive a free commemorative T-shirt. The city of Virginia Beach was formed back in 1963 when the resort area and Princess Anne County merged. If you're looking for even more ways to celebrate the beach's history, just log on to vblivingthelife.com. Listen up, high school students. Are you interested in going to college, graduating, and then having a job waiting for you, with benefits included? Well, the school division may have just the opportunity you're looking for.
Plus 12 plus 3Q.
Well, it would have to be the same line.
At the beginning of this academic year, 2 new faces were welcomed to the teaching profession. These 2 faces, who used to attend beach schools, were the first to begin working in a special program offered by the division.
Every year, 1 to 2 students, depending on the enrollment in that high school, is awarded the future teacher contract. And with that, Virginia Beach Schools, through Human Resources, will award a student, once they finish college and are in good standing, a position with Virginia Beach Schools.
Meet Caitlin King, a math teacher at Kempsville Middle School. 5 years ago, she was one of the first 2 student applicants to enroll in this unique program.
The Virginia Teachers for Tomorrow program is a program where you basically start out finding out what teaching's all about.
Like what the curriculum is all about, what students are going to be like, what you should expect in the classroom. All strategies Caitlin King has put into action as a first-year teacher at Kempsville Middle School.
It's about your students, and it's about what you can do to help them improve, help them succeed. So if you keep it in mind that it's student-based and it's about them, then you should be successful, and this is really what you should be doing.
The Virginia Teachers for Tomorrow program is designed for high school juniors and seniors who are interested in learning more about the field of education. Caitlin caught the urge to teach while substitute teaching at First Colonial High School.
As a extra credit assignment, she was going to be out for a couple days, and we were going to basically be her substitute teachers. So I went into her classroom for a day and taught a lesson, and I really loved it, and the kids really loved it. We interacted really well, and it was really, really fun, and I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Things you guys cut out yesterday, the sorts that are in the yellow bags.
Now let's meet Sarah Reed, who is also a first-year teacher in the VTTF program. A former classmate of Caitlin, she is now a fellow teacher at nearby North Landing Elementary.
My first year at North Landing has been fantastic. The kids, the group of kids that I have are wonderful. I have a great, supportive 5th grade team. I have an administration that is incredibly supportive, and it's just been a great first year.
Starting a job after graduating from college in the field you trained for is rare in this day and age. The Grow Your Own concept increases the quality and diversity of the applicant pool. And since applicants come in within the system, HR and administrators know who they're getting involved with.
They're offered the contract based on their completion of the teacher education program at college. So when they come back 4 years later, they're guaranteed a position, assuming that we have a position in their teaching area.
Sarah Reed has had successful experiences during her first year at the helm.
You learn so much between doing your practicum and between doing actually your first year of teaching, because when you're doing your practicum in college, There's support there for you. There's another teacher in the room. But when you're in your first year, it's all you. You're all by yourself.
Many lessons were learned by Sarah and Caitlin during their first year. Some good and some they need to improve upon as second-year teachers.
Oh, it's definitely evolving over time. I'm still, still to this day evolving. I came in here thinking I was going to do one thing and it totally didn't work. So I had to go back, reflect, see what I needed to change, and then change it. And still I'm doing that to this day. I think if you want to be good at what you're doing, you have to reflect, look back and say, okay, this didn't work. How are we going to change it? How are we going to fix it?
Next year, there's some things with lessons that I did this year that didn't work out so much, or lessons that were great that I want to keep. Just knowing what lessons I've taught now and working to improve those that didn't quite work, or keep and make even better those lessons that I did like, will help next year.
Freshman and sophomore students interested in the Virginia Teachers for Tomorrow program should contact their VTTF teacher or guidance counselor. You can also log on to vbschools.com for more information. Graduation season is fast approaching. In fact, some lucky students from the Adult Learning Center already took their turn on center stage. Friends and family gathered at the convention center to honor those who were determined to write their own success story.
We're all celebrating the fact that, people are trying to excel and do better in their life and graduate.
More than 260 students earned their GED credentials. 89 of those marched across the stage and received their hard-earned diplomas. They couldn't have done it without the support of their teachers.
They are really fun people to work with, and they help you. They're always there for you when you need them.
As for future plans, many of these graduates, like Colin, are headed to college.
Going TCC right now. I'm actually studying theater art. Hopefully, guys will see me on the big screen, as you see me now.
Graduating class of 2013 included students from 5 foreign countries. This is the 28th year they've held the ceremonies. The ALC offers a variety of classes ranging from painting to foreign language studies. Log on to adultlearning.vbschools.com for more info. And now the students from the Adult Learning Center got some practice walking across the stage. It's time for the rest of the class of 2013 to receive their hard-earned diplomas. All Virginia Beach high schools will take their turn on stage at the Convention Center beginning June 12th through the 15th. As in years past, VBTV will cover each graduation and replay the event on cablecast. Additionally, each graduation will be broadcast live on the internet courtesy of TroopTube. This service provides a link to the ceremony for parents, grandparents, and other friends unable to attend the event. Those wishing to order a DVD copy of this ceremony can do so by going online to vbgov.com/VBTV or sending a $20 check to the address listed on your screen. VBTV will rebroadcast each ceremony during the end of June, beginning of July. And finally today, we bring you a story about a partnership between 2 neighboring schools. Throughout the year, Kemps Landing 8th graders have partnered with next-door neighbor Pembroke Elementary 5th graders to choose books for the Little Free Library, a small lending library just a short distance from the schools. Celebration of books and everybody's favorite Dr. Seuss helped get the spirit rolling.
I'm really excited, mainly because I've been so involved in it, and I've seen how actually getting to talk to the kids and seeing how excited they are makes me excited, obviously.
After interviewing Pembroke students to better determine their reading habits, each 8th grader presented a book they felt would be a worthy addition to the library.
It feels great. I love working with the kids and just encouraging them to read more and introducing new books to them.
Pembroke and Kemps Landing students determined their favorite choices, and through a grant furnished by the Virginia Beach Education Foundation, the top 50 books were purchased for the lending library. After the short march to the dedication site, each student brought a book to place in the library, which coincidentally is located in Library Media Assistant Rita Reed's yard.
Hopefully a love of books. I mean, the kids that no longer go to Pembroke, hopefully they'll utilize this little library, remember where they started at our little school. introduce their siblings, introduce their parents to books and love of reading.
Pembroke's fifth graders are thrilled with their work and the overall concept of the library.
Well, instead of being in a building, it's actually, the first one's actually out in the front yard where anybody, of any person of all ages, can get the book they want to read.
It makes me feel really excited because I can get like free books from like a little mini library, and I don't have to go all the way to the library to check out books.
This type of community service project would not have been completed without the support of the Education Foundation, Mrs. Reed, and the fifth grade teacher, Catherine Hull.
This is a community project because it doesn't necessarily have to be fifth grade students using this library. It could be adults, students who may not even be enrolled in school. For those students who don't have the money or time or transportation to get to a library.
And the overall good feeling about the project left all students with a satisfied feeling.
It makes me feel really good that there'll be something left after I leave and that the kids will actually be able to use it too, and that we've been able to help the community in this way.
Just because summer is here doesn't mean the reading has to stop. Students, parents, and community members can pull up to the little free library and select their favorite book. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. But if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Just log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. And for everyone here at VBTV, I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for watching.